if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape, too.
Oh, my God.
Mike trains every day.
He trains with Rafael Cordero, who's a legend in MMA. He runs King's Mixed Martial Arts. And Rafael is a fucking world-renowned trainer. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson, and Tyson smashing the mitts, like, Jesus. That guy can still fuck you up.
Today was the day, you know. Play with fire, sometimes happen.
Mike Tyson, the Iron Mike Tyson, has allegedly been tearing it up in the gym like never before. We're not just talking about a good training session or two. No, my friends, we're talking about a series of sparring sessions that are so intense, so brutal, that they're leaving everyone who witnesses them absolutely stunned. We might be on the verge of witnessing the most incredible comeback in sports history. So let's set the scene. It's just another day at Tyson's gym. People are working out, hitting the bags, the usual stuff. Then Mike walks in. Now, folks are used to seeing him there, but this time something's different. There's this energy around him, like electricity in the air. One eyewitness allegedly said, "It was like watching a storm roll in. You could feel the power before you even saw it." The first sparring partner steps up, probably feeling a mix of excitement and terror. I mean, wouldn't you be? You're about to trade punches with one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. But get this, before the poor guy can even get his guard up, Tyson supposedly unleashes a combination so fast, so powerful, it's like watching a highlight reel from his prime. Boom! Down goes the sparring partner, and the gym goes silent. Now you might be thinking, okay, maybe that was just a lucky shot. But apparently, it wasn't. According to the rumors, Tyson went through sparring partner after sparring partner like a hot knife through butter. We're talking left hooks that could knock out a horse, right uppercuts that defy the laws of physics, and body shots that had people wincing from across the gym. One source allegedly claims they overheard someone say, "I've never seen anything like this. It's like he's found the fountain of youth or something." Can you imagine being there watching a 57-year-old Mike Tyson move like he's in his 20s again? It must have been absolutely surreal. But here's where it gets even wilder. These sparring partners weren't just random gym goers. Rumor has it some of them were up-and-coming pros, guys who've been making names for themselves in the boxing world. And Tyson was supposedly treating them like they were nothing more than speed bags.
Jabs in it. Ooh, a nice one. Again. Oh, yeah. Did I get there quick enough?
One witness allegedly said, "I saw Mike land a body shot so hard, I thought the guy's ancestors felt it." Now, I don't know about you, but that mental image is both terrifying and awe-inspiring at the same time. Let's talk about Tyson's trainer for a second. This guy's been working with Iron Mike for years, seen him at his highest highs and lowest lows. But even he was reportedly left speechless by what he saw in the gym that day. I heard through the grapevine that at one point the trainer just stood there, mouth hanging open, as Tyson unleashed a flurry of punches that would make Muhammad Ali proud. When he finally found his voice, he allegedly shouted, "Mike, what planet are you from? Because this ain't human." But here's the kicker. Tyson's not on anything, at least according to the rumors. It's like he's tapped into some hidden reserve of power and speed that's been lying dormant all these years. One insider claimed that they overheard Tyson saying, "I feel like I'm 20 again. No, scratch that. I feel better than I did at 20. Can you wrap your head around that? Mike Tyson feeling better now than he did in his prime? It's almost unbelievable. But then again, we're talking about Iron Mike here. The man's always been a force of nature. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is this happening now? What's changed? Well, hold on to your hats, because this is where it gets really interesting. Apparently, Tyson's been on some kind of new training regimen. And before you ask, no, we're not talking about steroids or anything shady. We all know Mike's not about that life anymore. This is something different, something revolutionary. From what I've gathered, it's a combination of cutting-edge nutrition, innovative training techniques, and some kind of mental conditioning that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie.
How hard are you training?
I train every day.
Okay, how many hours a day
Hey,
you
I
training?
take it serious. Listen. Well, listen, it's the whole day. The process goes through the whole day. I get up in the morning, do the road work. Then I go to the gym at 1. Then I go to the strength and conditioning guy. Then it starts all over again.
Surrounded by some kind of high-tech gadgets that were supposedly rewiring his brain for optimal performance. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty out there to me. But hey, if it's producing results like this, who am I to question it? But let's get back to the action in the gym, because, trust me, it gets even crazier. So there's Tyson allegedly knocking out pro after pro, and word starts to spread. Soon, fighters from other gyms are showing up, thinking they can take on the aging legend. Big mistake, huge. One eyewitness report claims that a heavyweight contender, I won't name names, but let's just say he's in the top 10, walked in, all confident and cocky. He supposedly said something like, "Let me show this old man how it's done." Well, guess what? According to the rumors, Tyson didn't just beat this guy, he absolutely annihilated him. We're talking a knockout so brutal that people in the gym actually gasped. One source said, and I quote, "I've never seen a human body fold like that. It was like watching a building demolition in slow motion." Now, I want to stress that all of this is just hearsay at this point. We don't have any official confirmation from Tyson's camp. But let me tell you, if even half of this is true, the boxing world is in for a major shakeup. Because here's the thing, Tyson isn't just beating these guys. He's not just knocking them out. He's supposedly dismantling them with a level of skill and precision that's off the charts. One trainer who was allegedly there said, "It's like he can see their punches before they throw them. His head movement is insane, and his counters, man, his counters are like something out of the Matrix." And it's not just his offense that's impressive. Apparently, Tyson's defense is on another level too. One source claims they saw him slip an entire combination without even blinking, then come back with a counter that put his opponent on the canvas. It's like he's unlocked some kind of cheat code for boxing. Now let's talk about Tyson's trainer again, because his reaction to all this is just priceless. This guy has seen it all, right? He's been in the boxing game for decades, but apparently even he was left speechless by what he saw. I heard that at one point after Tyson knocked out his 5th opponent in a row, the trainer just sat down on a nearby bench, put his head in his hands, and started laughing. When someone asked him what was so funny, he allegedly said, "I've been training fighters my whole life, and I've never seen anything like this. It's like he's not even human anymore." Can you imagine being in that gym, watching all this go down? It must have been like witnessing history in the making. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because according to the rumors, Tyson isn't just physically dominant, he's mentally sharper than ever too. One source claims they overheard him breaking down his opponent's styles in between rounds, pointing out weaknesses that even their own trainers hadn't noticed. It's like he's become some kind of boxing supercomputer, analyzing and exploiting every tiny flaw in his opponent's techniques. And remember, we're talking about pro fighters here. These aren't amateurs. These are guys who have dedicated their lives to the sport. And Tyson's allegedly picking them apart like they're nothing. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds too good to be true. There's got to be a catch, right? And you'd be right to be skeptical. I mean, we're talking about a 57-year-old man here, no matter how legendary he is. But here's the thing. From what I've heard, Tyson's not just dominating in the ring. He's allegedly showing no signs of fatigue, no signs of slowing down. One eyewitness said, "I watched him go through 10 rounds of sparring, knocking out a fresh opponent every round, and at the end, he looked like he could do 10 more. It's like he's found some kind of secret formula for reversing the aging process." And if that's true, if Tyson really has found a way to turn back the clock, well, let's just say the heavyweight division might be in for a rude awakening. Because here's the million-dollar question. Is this all preparation for his upcoming fight with Jake Paul? I mean, if he's really performing at this level, Jake Paul might want to reconsider stepping into the ring with him. The heavyweight division is buzzing right now, and a Tyson in this kind of form, man, that's a scary thought for any fighter out there, let alone a YouTube star turned boxer. One insider claims they overheard Tyson's trainer talking about the Jake Paul fight. And get this, the trainer allegedly said, "The way Mike's looking right now, it wouldn't even be fair to put him in the ring with Jake. It would be like putting a lion in a cage with a house cat." Can you imagine that? Mike Tyson not just winning against Jake Paul, but potentially ending the young boxer's career before it really begins? It would be the most lopsided fight in recent memory, no question. But let's pump the brakes for a second, because as exciting as all this is, we have to remember that right now, it's all just rumors. We don't have any official statement from Tyson or his team. No videos have leaked, no photos. It's all just whispers and hearsay at this point. But man, what if it's true? What if Mike Tyson really is back, better than ever, ready to not just beat Jake Paul, but to potentially make a full comeback to professional boxing? It would be absolutely insane. Now let's talk about what this could mean for the boxing world if these rumors turn out to be true. Because make no mistake, if Mike Tyson is really performing at this level, it's going to send shockwaves through the entire sport. First off, there's the Jake Paul fight. Now, I know a lot of people were already excited about this matchup, but if Tyson is really in the kind of shape these rumors suggest, it might not even be a contest. We could be looking at the kind of one-sided beatdown that boxing hasn't seen in years. But here's where it gets really interesting. What if Tyson doesn't stop with Jake Paul? What if he decides to make a full comeback to professional boxing? Can you imagine the kind of impact that would have? We're talking about a guy who, at his peak, was one of the most feared fighters in the history of the sport.
And within seconds, Savarese is down on the canvas.
I told you Savarese was going to underestimate his speed and his power.
A guy who knocked out 44 of his 50 wins. A guy who became the youngest heavyweight champion ever at just 20 years old. And now, if these rumors are true, he might be in even better shape than he was back then. Just think about the current heavyweight landscape. We've got guys like Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, all great fighters in their own right. But how would they stack up against a Mike Tyson who somehow found a way to turn back the clock? One source claims that they overheard Tyson's trainer saying, "The way Mike's looking now, he'd walk through any of these current heavyweights. It wouldn't even be close." Now that's a bold statement, but if even a fraction of what we're hearing is true, it might not be that far off the mark. And let's not forget the financial aspect of all this. A Mike Tyson comeback fight would be absolutely massive. We're talking record-breaking pay-per-view numbers.
Event of the summer.
The viewership that we'll get, it'll be the most viewed boxing match live in history.
People will tune in to watch that fight.
This is the biggest fight of the year.
Does Jake Paul have what it takes, or is he making a big mistake?
I think he's underestimating me. It's an all-out war.
Paul might be making a mistake.
Right now, I'm scared to death. But as the fight gets closer, the less nervous I become because it's reality. And in reality, I'm invincible.
Sold-out arenas, the works. It could potentially be the biggest thing to happen to boxing in decades. But here's the thing that really gets me excited. If Tyson really has found some kind of revolutionary training method that can produce these kinds of results, what does that mean for the future of boxing? Could we see other aging fighters make similar comebacks? Could this completely change our understanding of what's possible in terms of athletic performance? I mean, just imagine if other legendary fighters started using these techniques. What if we suddenly had a whole generation of boxers who could perform at their peak well into their 50s or even 60s? It would completely change the game. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical. You might be thinking, come on, this is Mike Tyson we're talking about. He's 57 years old. There's no way he could be performing at this level. And I get it. It does sound almost too good to be true. But here's the thing. Throughout his entire career, Mike Tyson has been defying expectations. He's been doing things that people said were impossible.
What is bringing you back? What is luring you back in? Is it kind of like the last Rocky movie and you got stuff in the basement, you need to get it out?
You know, Sean, I have a weird personality. I don't think it's weird, though. Whatever I'm afraid to do, I do it. And that's how it is. I was afraid for the Roy fight. I was scared to fight again. I was 100 pounds overweight. I was, however old, 54, 53. And I said, let's do it. Anything I'm afraid of, I confront it. And that's my personality. Like right now, I'm scared to death. But as the fight gets closer, the less nervous I become.
So who are we to say he can't do it again? And let's not forget, we've seen other athletes perform at incredibly high levels, well past what was traditionally considered their prime. Look at Tom Brady in football or Roger Federer in tennis. These guys were still competing at the highest level well into their 40s. So is it really that hard to believe that Mike Tyson, with the right training and preparation, could make a similar late career resurgence, especially if he's found some kind of revolutionary new training method? Now, I want to hear what you guys think. Is this all just hype, or could there be some truth to these rumors?
You started me off. I appreciate that, Mike. I love you. I love you. Like a father loves his son, but I must discipline you. But what I promise to the people is on July 20th, Mike will be put to sleep, and he will feel my power, and I will go down as the man who put Tyson to sleep for the last time.
Do you think Jake Paul stands a chance if Tyson is really in this kind of form? And if Tyson does dominate Paul, would you want to see him take on today's top heavyweights? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a discussion going. Because if there's even a chance that Iron Mike is back to his best, that's something every boxing fan needs to talk about. And hey, who knows? Maybe Tyson himself will see this video and decide to set the record straight. Stranger things have happened, right? Before we wrap up, let's just take a moment to appreciate how crazy this whole situation is. We're talking about a 57-year-old man, a legend of the sport, supposedly performing at a level that would be impressive for a fighter half his age. It's like something out of a movie. But then again, Mike Tyson's whole life has been like something out of a movie. From his meteoric rise to the top, to his shocking fall from grace, to his redemption and reinvention, Tyson's story has more twists and turns than a Hollywood blockbuster. And now, just when we thought we'd seen it all, he might be writing the most incredible chapter yet, a return to form that defies all logic and expectations, just in time to face off against one of boxing's most controversial new figures.
I've wanted to knock you the out.
Jake Paul, he keeps saying he wants to fight you. Do you want to fight him?
That could be very interesting.
It could be interesting.
I never took it really serious, but yeah, that could be really interesting.
The best boxer on the planet is?
Jake Paul.
Why?
I mean, who's doing it?
I mean, if Mike Tyson says, let's do this, are you down?
100%.
Why?
Mike.
It's Mike Tyson.
It's Mike Tyson, but everyone has a time limit on when they're ready to be the best version of themselves.
Listen, I started Jake off and I'm gonna finish him.
Is it too good to be true? Maybe. But isn't that what they said about Tyson when he first burst onto the scene? Isn't that what they said when he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history? Mike Tyson has made a career out of doing the impossible. So who are we to say he can't do it again? One thing's for sure, the boxing world is buzzing with excitement. Everyone's talking about these rumors, speculating about what it could mean for the sport if they're true. Because if there's any truth to these stories, we could be on the verge of witnessing history. And if it turns out to be nothing but hype, well, it was fun to dream, wasn't it?
You versus Jake Paul, like this young YouTuber takes on one of the greatest heavyweight champions that's ever lived.
I'm the best ever.
I mentioned many details of this saga, but there's something else very huge that is happening in the wait for this fight. So check out this deep dive where I'll tell you other rumors that are buzzing in the boxing community. You will learn new shocking claims that are attracting people's attention. Click on the screen to watch the deep dive, and thanks for watching this video.